Daniel sat alone in his bedroom, staring at an envelope that looked older than time itself. His name was written on it in delicate, looping handwriting. He could never mistake. Lily. Her name felt like a ghost in his chest, a whisper he hadn't heard in years but could never forget. His fingers trembled as he picked it up, brushing away the dust. The paper was soft, fragile, like it might crumble if he held it too tightly. He didn't even know this letter existed. Someone, maybe her family, maybe fate, had slipped it into his life years too late. He pressed the envelope to his lips, breathing in the faint scent of old paper and faded perfume. For a moment, he couldn't open it. He was terrified of what it might say, because Lily had disappeared from his life without a trace, and he had spent years wondering why. They were just kids when they met, 16 years old, sitting in the back of a crowded classroom. She had tapped him on the shoulder and asked for a pen. That was all it took. One glance into those warm brown eyes, and his world shifted. She had a laugh that made his heart race, and a smile that felt like sunlight pouring through a window. She wasn't perfect, but to Daniel, she was magic. They spent their days sneaking out to watch sunsets, walking home hand in hand, and dreaming about a future they thought they had all the time in the world to build. One night, they sat beneath their favorite tree, and Lily rested her head against his shoulder. "Promise me you'll never let me go," she whispered, her voice soft as the wind. He smiled, kissed her forehead, and said, "I'll hold on to you even when the whole world lets go." And in that moment, he believed it. He thought they would last forever. But forever didn't last long. She started pulling away. At first, it was small. She cancelled a few plans, said she was tired, busy with school, or had family things to handle. Then she stopped answering his calls. His texts would sit unread for days. When he confronted her, she smiled faintly and said she was fine. But her eyes told a different story. There was a distance there, like she was already slipping away. Daniel didn't understand. He couldn't understand. One night, he stood outside her house in the pouring rain, calling her name. Her window was dark. Her phone rang once, then went straight to voicemail. And then, without warning, she was gone. She stopped coming to school. Her number was disconnected. Her social media accounts disappeared. No one knew where she went. Not her friends, not her neighbors. She had vanished from the world, and she had taken Daniel's heart with her. He searched for her everywhere. He called every hospital in the city. He drove for hours to places they used to visit, hoping she'd be there. He asked everyone he knew if they'd seen her, but all he got was pity and confusion. Eventually, he told himself she didn't love him anymore, that she'd simply moved on, that maybe he hadn't been enough.